Well, hello, friends. As you guys can tell, it's been quite a while. I think it's been a year or maybe over a year in which I have not appeared on my YouTube channel, and I've also had my videographer always remind me, when are you gonna come back? When are you gonna come back? Like, we need to get you started back on videos. And genuinely, as everybody can tell, I'm not the only one. We are really going through a hard time this year, going anywhere from elections, COVID. This year has genuinely felt very overwhelming. And yeah, a lot of stuff has happened since we stopped filming, and I know I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to start doing, and I know I was motivated at the time to do it, but life, yeah, once you start making plans, life just comes and knocks you right down. It's kind of a hard timeline to like put everything right into where it's supposed to be. So mainly this video is not mainly about the makeup, it's more of like where I've been, what has been happening, where am I, what do we have for the future. I'm not 100% there again, but if I do stutter, if I do sound like I don't know where I'm at, it's just, I don't want to say a side effect, but I do want to say that it's overwhelming at moments, and it's something that I need to accept. It's something that I need to work on, and hopefully with time I'm gonna be back on here and we're gonna make this better. So all these events happened before COVID, before I even started filming, before this idea of my YouTube channel started. It was a different time and place in me as a person. Fuck, I'm so nervous that I'm tapping this shit. So everything had started around the time that... Fuck, I really need to put this on first. Okay, so everything had happened around the time where I was graduating college. I had gone for medical assistant and whatnot. Blah. I need to stop. I just find it so difficult to even speak, and it's just freaking getting me mad right now. I just can't seem to get my talking straight at all.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to talk, but it just doesn't come out the right way. Okay, so around the time I was graduating college, my birthday was right around the corner, and it was just the right time. It just felt like everything was going well, nothing was going wrong. I have let go of other friends. I just felt everything was going well. And from one thing to the next, I made some mistakes. And I can't blame anybody. It'll be wrong for me to want to blame what happened or how things happened, and my eyes are watering for no reason. It'll be wrong for me to want to blame my mistakes on people I was hanging around with or things I was doing. It would be wrong for me to say, you know what, it's so and so's fault, or I have to be responsible. And I guess for a long time I felt like I internalized that, and I wanted to blame people for what had happened to me. And at the end of the day, I gotta be an adult. So graduation was Friday or Saturday. Then my birthday either was the Saturday or the Sunday, something around that line. And here I go, drunk driving. It's not something I'm proud of. I feel like things happen to you for a reason, and yeah, I mean, that's just what happened. Fuck, I don't even know what the fuck I'm trying to say, bro. It's like I don't even feel like I can get my sentences right. It's like, I feel like like I stutter to even think a stutter. Like, Lord, fuck me right now. Just really, I feel like mental. I feel like I can't even think right, because it's like I'm stuttering at everything I say. See, I don't even know where the fuck I left off on. So, as I was saying, I low-key feel like I can't do this. Anyways. By the way, guys, I'm trying a new color corrector because the color corrector that I was using, I don't know what happens. I guess they don't sell it anymore. I just couldn't find it, but I'm using a new one. So this is a different face look. So that night, yeah, I can accept my wrong for driving under the influence, and of course I deserve it, and of course I deserve everything that came with that. I feel like that night literally, it changed my life for the better. Obviously now, present day, it's changed my life. It's made me realize a lot of things. It's made me realize who's actually there for you. I feel like we've all had that moment where we've had a parent or we've had a family member tell you, you know, only your real friends will be there. Only people who really love you will be there for you when shit gets real. And I can genuinely say that that shit is deep. That shit is real. It wasn't my proudest moment. I know there's people out there who like see going to jail as like, oh, I'm a badass and stuff like that. It wasn't the idea of going to jail. It was the idea of me. It was the thing that me sitting in jail. At the time, I think I had called my cousin, and I had also called my friend Jennifer. I want to say, I think I called, I know for a fact I called my mom. I know for a fact I called my friend Jennifer, which is someone who's very important in my life, and she's from this whole experience, like she made me realize that, you know, this is reality and you need to like grow up and you need to like get your shit together. And I'm so thankful for her about that, because I feel like she made this whole process feel like, you know, you were being a dumbass, you were being an idiot. Before college, before anything, I do feel like I was going down a reckless path. And once again, I'm not blaming anybody. I feel like that was my mistake as a person, my choices. I feel like when you're young and you're at an age where you're so naive, you're just wanting to be what everybody is. You just want to be cool. You want to be the class clown, and in reality, it's like none of that matters. Once you graduate high school, unless you are really good friends with people, you won't see any of those people ever again. It's just you and your family at the end of the day, or your spouse, or if you're a parent who had kids really young, it was just you and your kids. And I remember sitting in jail like feeling upset because I was thinking, you know, my mom's gonna be so mad at me, she's gonna be so disappointed at me, and like just let alone knowing that I already told her, hey, I'm here. Like at the end of the day, she couldn't do anything about it, because I mean, I had to deal with that all on my own. The idea of jail wasn't the thing that made me feel uncomfortable, the thing that got me so over it that day. While I was in jail, all I could think about was like, you know, my mom's gonna talk about this, my immediate family's gonna talk about this, they're gonna find out. And like, I guess I started realizing that I guess the thought of like what people are gonna think about it, or what are they gonna say about it, or what are they like, it just, a lot of things came into mind. There was this guy who was beside me, and he was fully Hispanic. Like I could tell that he couldn't speak fluently. And I mean, I wasn't there talking to him or really like figuring out why he was there and whatnot. But I remember like there was this one cop who just like, I don't know what he asked him or what the situation was, but I do know that he had approached him. I'm over here in La La Land, like minding my business, and from one second to the other, this dude gets tased. And I was like in this moment of like, WTF. And then that moment, like I literally feared that, you know, I'm next. So I try to like kind of get out the way, because I'm just like, you know, yeah, no, like it was just, I guess, instinctive in that moment. And the cop literally like points his taser at me, and then, as it is here in America, you move, you're next. And I guess that made me feel like, you know, like when it comes down to it, you really ain't shit. I guess people can take their power or over abuse their power, and at the end of the day, they can do anything to you. And for me, that moment was, I felt overwhelmed in that moment. I left. I remember I got so upset. I was calling my friend Jennifer. Like, I was just really overwhelmed about the whole situation. And even calling my sister. Like, I was just like, I guess you're like left in this situation where you're just like, did that dead ass just happen to me? Yeah, other people can say, you a little bitch or you a little punk about that. Like, it's not that deep. I never thought I would be in a situation like that where someone, just because they have the power to, are just gonna point a gun at you or a taser, let alone. Like, we have many examples on TV or the news and stuff like that where people are just killed just for reaching into their pocket. People are killed just for being a minority or being a person of color, a woman of color. And in my situation, being a homosexual of color and being a minority, I guess it makes me view life and everything in a different way now. And obviously I was away for a while. Like, I just wanted to be alone by myself. I just didn't want to. It was crap to me at that point. Like, I just had to like rethink everything. So then after my experience in jail, like, yeah, I learned a lot from that experience, but at the same time, I feel like I deserved it. I feel like I had to go through that to, I guess, make me think about stuff well. Who was meant to stay in my life, who wasn't meant to stay alive. And obviously having good friends around to like tell you, you're fucking up, or you really need to get your shit together. Also family doing that for you. It's like I really had to get my life situated. And then obviously going through that moment and whatnot, I also had to go to lawyers and start looking up lawyers and seeing what could I like. And don't get me wrong, like, I can fully wrap my head around the idea that there's people out there who have done drunk driving and, killed a family member, or they've killed innocent people driving, let alone children driving and stuff like that. And when you're in that situation where you're going to lawyers, and all these lawyers are, obviously there's things to back it up. Obviously people have genuinely killed people, and it's a very alarming thing. And maybe they haven't even killed people, they've killed themselves, or they've killed them and their buddies and whatnot. I got that, and it just was too much to go to lawyers. And then you're not a person who necessarily like you make bank. There was lawyers who like wanted 5 to 6 grand before a 2-month period, and it's just like, it's ridiculous. And regardless, you have to go to court and you have to face the music and whatnot, and to go, and like, it was like an ongoing thing of like, it was continued and continued and continued. And then meanwhile, throughout the time, I didn't have my license, I didn't have my vehicle. Like, you feel helpless. You feel like you can't even go to work without someone taking you. You can't even drive or anything because you're constantly paranoid that you're gonna get pulled over. And obviously this doesn't compare to like people who don't even have a license, or people who are, in my case, people who are Hispanic. It felt very like you're worthless. It felt like you gotta get a cab here, you gotta get a cab there, and then obviously that adds up. And then if you're not making enough money, all your money goes to is freaking cabs and stuff like that. But that was just the reality of my time when I was doing that. Obviously lawyers are sometimes not doing their jobs, because I had 2 to 3 lawyers, yeah, something like that. Just the whole miscommunication, like, and that was the reason why I went to jail twice, because one of my lawyers, he was not communicating. Like, at the time, me and my friend had gone to what we thought was gonna be my last court date, and then when I show up, or when I call, I'm just like, yo, like, where are you and whatnot. And for him to like simply say, oh, your court was last week. Okay, this is news to me. Like, at the time, me and my friend had gone, and he had given us a specific date, and he had told us, this is the date where your court is at. And at the time, I'm a person that I can forget really quick. Like, if I don't write it down, or it's not in my calendar, I'm not gonna remember, and I'm not gonna. It's gonna not. I'm just the kind of person that if it's not important, if it's not something that's like life or death situation, I'm just not gonna remember about it. Oh, I'm so annoyed with myself right now. So at the time, I even had called my friend and I was like, you literally were there when he told us the court date. And even she was like, yeah, I even have it here on my phone. Like, this was the court date. And it was already a week that apparently there was a warrant out for my arrest. And here I'm like in the blue, but I've been going to work not thinking about it. I've been like out and about, and like my friend's cousin had, she had told me stuff about like her experience with other family members and them and they going to jail and whatnot. And for me to hear that one of her relatives got arrested for like months or years and whatnot just because of missing a court date, in that moment I was just like, you know what, there's a warrant out for my arrest. And it was so random. Like, I literally woke up that day, I was supposed to go to work that day, and all I remember was just like, fuck it, I gotta go in. I gotta, like, I guess deal with my issue or deal with what I have to deal with. So that day I just literally woke up, and I guess it just was a feeling of me like, you know what, I might as well go. The longer I wait, the worse it's gonna be for me. Yeah, I went, and I went with my sister, my friend Bobby, and literally like it just felt so, it felt wrong. It felt like, not the victim, but I will say like I had done nothing wrong. I was literally going to my court date, which I thought my court date was the accurate court date I was given, and then to find out that your lawyer is a quack basically, and doesn't even say, hey, I'm gonna go speak to somebody, or hey, don't worry, I will take care about it, like maybe it was my mistake or a miscommunication. And here I am at jail, going in yet again. Who knows how long I was gonna be in there. The second time I went to jail, it wasn't really bad. People were pretty okay. Like, yeah, like the whole weirdness about like you getting undressed, and then other men obviously they're what they give you is, it's a joke. It's literally a joke. Like, the toothbrush isn't even a toothbrush. Like, the cell is it's like, I don't see how people can go to jail for a vacation. I just don't see it. Like, it literally feels like you're like encaged, and I just didn't like that. I guess, as I would say, jail really wasn't a thing for me. And then on top of that, because there's steps depending on what lawyers you go to, they give you specific steps for you to do, and like going to DUI classes, and then on top of that, paying for each DUI class, which it's not as cheap as some people make it. If like you find a place that gives it for you for free, bomb.com, I should have done that. But like, I had to pay for all my classes, and obviously I can't say on what we spoke during those classes, but like, you just get to see how everybody's dealing with the same problem and how everybody else is coping with it. I do feel like that class kind of made me open my eyes to other people's struggles, how everybody's dealing with stuff. Also, not living with your parents is one thing, because I no longer stay with my parents, so the responsibilities that go with that, and like having your own routine, that's let alone something that I guess makes you think a lot, or makes you feel like when you no longer live with your parents, you don't have those accommodations, you don't have someone taking care of you, you don't have someone doing your own laundry, you don't have someone doing basic simple necessities that everybody takes for granted. That's why when I hear, at least in my point of view, when I hear other people say, oh yeah, oh, they're like teenagers or in high school and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, I want to move out, I want to be on my own. It's not as simple as it is. And I feel like a lot of people should, I know I should have, at least at the time, I should have cared about that more. I shouldn't have rebelled the way I did, I guess. So whenever I went to jail, obviously I was there for amounts of hours. Like, I even showered, which luckily when I did go this second time to jail, I did get provided brand new slippers or flip-flops, whatever you want to call it. And luckily, like, these were in the bag, like brand new. Like, I was so thankful, because like, you never know who wore those, like, let alone the clothes you had to wear, like, there were stains and stuff like that, and hell knows what happened in those clothes. When I got the flip-flops, I was just like so thankful, like, oh my god, thank god they're not used and whatnot. I think I went in like maybe 4 or 3, and I didn't get out till like 2:30, 3 o'clock ish, and you really felt really helpless in there, like, I'm just stuck here. Yeah, that's what it is. I didn't know how to make calls out. Like, obviously I'm not a pro, I haven't been there. And I was calling my sister, I was calling my mom, I was calling my friend Bobby, and like no one would pick up. And then finally my mother picked up. Out of anybody, my mother picked up, and like I was so glad. And then I finally got told that, hey, like, we already got the bond going and everything, and you should be out anytime soon. It wasn't anytime soon. I got out rather late, but I mean, obviously that's nothing that we could control, or it wasn't something that they were doing wrong. It was just the way it was done. Yeah, after that I obviously was given a new court date. The day of the court date, obviously I didn't have a lawyer, I didn't have anything, so I decided to get a public defender, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, literally, like, they had called me up and everything, and then it was my turn. I'm obviously thinking the worst. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna have like they're definitely gonna give me, or I'm definitely gonna be guilty, because obviously I don't have a lawyer. And then on top of that, this public defender, she could give a fuck about me because it was a woman, and she could probably like say, you know what, yeah, he deserves it, and fuck it. But she literally like said, I didn't even catch what she had said. That's how quick it was. And yeah, like, even the officers that were there were like telling the judge, yeah, it's been 2 years since he's been dealing with this. And like, even the judge had said, you know, like, I had gotten lucky, and that it's been 2 years, and that I hadn't obviously gotten in trouble again. And he on the spot said he dismissed it. And when he said that, oh my god, like, I felt like a huge weight was lifted from me. Like, I felt like this fear just left me, and I just felt so thankful. And even the public defender had told me that there was this document that you have to purchase or get or whatnot, so it could be dismissed out of your record and whatnot. She told me it was, what was it? It was like maybe $500-$600, that paper. And you know, she was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna let good luck keep on going. And she was like, I'll just do it for you, and I'll submit it and everything. So I was very thankful for that. It was a great way to finish that. I feel like that was, I guess, God in a way, giving me like a restart on what had happened. And I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful that I finally can say that that's behind me, and that I'm moving forward, and obviously not doing that again, because very, very, very bad experience. And then COVID hit like it just came out of nowhere. I'm sure, I mean, after Kobe, like, everything went down the hill. I feel like COVID was either a make or break for anybody. When it comes to couples, when it comes to families, when it comes anything, like, being in quarantine with people was like, obviously not being with my family either, that was another thing. Like, the whole, on top of, like, I feel like I've been dealing with a lot. I feel like I've been dealing with a lot since I can have knowledge or memory of. It's not people around me. It's always been a me thing. I feel like I always was, at the times, I feel like I was just seeking what everybody was doing, or trying to be who everybody was. And it put me in situations that, thinking now about it, I would have never wanted to be in. I feel like COVID just made everybody's worse, like being at home thinking about stuff, in my case, not even being able to stay home, going on your day-to-day, fearing who you're hanging out with or who you're around with, and seeing on the news how people are dying like rapidly as hell. And that's just the reality in the world we live in right now. And then also with that, taking care of like my addictions. Like there was a point in time where yes, I did do very bad drugs, from pills to cocaine to obviously weed, alcohol, liquor. Like I'm not really well with the pronunciation of some words that I should be using to describe how my behavior was. And I feel like I was fucking everything around me because of my behavior, of my addictions and whatnot, and also putting my mental health at top, and finally being able to like have the courage to speak to people about it, speaking to my friend about it, speaking to family about it, even though family really sometimes isn't the best. Maybe they don't express themselves the right way as you wish they would express themselves. But I feel like I'm at a point where I think I've accepted it. It's a hard thing, let alone, I also think it's more of a culture thing. I come from a very culture where men are super macho. Like any sign of weakness, you're pathetic, or and then let alone putting on top of that I'm gay. It's like, damn, like I really didn't have my shit together, and I feel like I've matured a lot. I feel like I'm going towards the right place. In no way am I saying that I'm perfect now or I ever will be, but I feel like I am gonna be a work in progress, and I can only say that I can accept my mental and addictions, and I can accept every flaw that I have, and I can't do anything about it now but accept it and decide to go forward with it, and with time get mental health and get therapy, and if I need to get medication, I'm open. Because of my addictions, I feel like I don't want to, but if it comes down to it that I have to get medication, I'm open to that as well. I just want to get to a point where I'm not stuttering like in this video, like I've been stuttering so much, or when I do Facebook lives I've been stuttering, and it's like it just takes one little thing. So it's just overwhelming because like one little shit could like fuck up the day for me, and sometimes one little thing, like let alone during election, it's like even when I would shower, like I could notice my fucking hair was falling out. And then COVID, and then like people are so like I can't, like right now, like my mind is like all these thoughts are trying to go through one little hole, and it's like it's a lot, guys. And someone has came into my life, which I've had him for a minute, but he was at my mom's, and now he's with me. Come here, baby. So this is my baby. This is my baby Nugs. He literally just woke up. He was literally on the floor. I feel like accepting that I've had a rough year, but I guess what I can say is that I feel like I needed him, because the way apartments in Charlotte are, some apartments don't let you have pets, some do, and I was able to bring him finally with me, and he's with me now. And he was very furry, but you know, we kind of got his haircut going. I'm just very thankful that I have him, because I feel like I guess I'm dad now, and like I have to focus on him and make sure he has his food and shots, and then like I don't know, like I'm so thankful that do you want to go down? I think he wants to go down. I'm thankful that I'm in a place right now that I feel like I'm getting better. I don't want to come off as if it's all been downhill and nothing has been positive. Even during a pandemic, me and my friend Bobby, we got to go to Washington, D.C. As a child, I never thought I would ever, let alone moving out of Monroe was a huge step when the two occasions in which it happened. But like to leave Monroe and then go on a plane, and being on a plane for the first time, guys, I am the worst when it comes to getting on a plane, and like let alone now that it's COVID, I feel like I'm gonna be more paranoid. I'm gonna do a Naomi Campbell and like spray all the fucking seat down now. Yeah, when your planes are taking off, that is not the best feeling ever. Like Lord, it felt like hell. but I enjoyed Washington DC. I will say, like, the layout of where the White House is, and it didn't look nothing, or it's not like it looks like in pictures. I guess it's because in pictures you just see the White House and the nice lawn, and it's like we couldn't even get to the White House. There was literally like officers everywhere, and it's like, then on top of that, it was very cold and like walking everywhere also, which that wasn't a big deal for me, but like the cold, like around the time we went, it was very, very cold, and like we were freezing our balls off. But I enjoyed the museum, I enjoyed everything about it. Virginia Beach also, I loved it, like, let alone meeting the ocean again, because I'm not a person that goes to the ocean a lot, so going to the beach was like very, very real, very surreal, it was a very, one of the happiest days of my life, I guess. So I went to the Biltmore Estate. I will say that that is a goddamn big mansion, castle, house, whatever you want to put in. Gardens as well were very, like, I can appreciate the, basically how they decorate the whole place. Like, the tree was humongous, like but the beds, something about the beds. Why were the beds so tiny when you have a house that goddamn big? But to end this video, I do want to start my channel up again, but start my mind over again. I don't want this to come off like every influencer you see on social media, or any person upcoming, or anything that uses mental health as a joke, because mental health is not a joke. It's something real. It's a reality. Men who have mental health issues, I feel like it's been stereotyped that only women have mental issues because of like postpartum depression or reality of life. And the reality is that men also have mental issues, and I have to do my part in accepting my disability, or my sickness, I guess, if I want to put it that way. But with that being said, I also want to take this moment and apologize to any person I've ever hurt, any person I've ever came off a wrong way, or anything of that nature. I am a work in progress, and I will always have mistakes, but I do want to take myself serious and say that I do want to get myself together. I do want to get everything in life together, and I want to leave everything wrong that I've done in my past and leave it in my past and just move on with life. I don't want to, I just don't have time for it anymore, and I just feel like if anything, it's just gonna be added more onto my head, and it's gonna be too much for me. I want to also thank my manager, my videographer, my photographer. Like, none of this, even this setup right here, none of this would be possible without him, and I'm deeply thankful for him. And I'm thankful for the chance to even be back on my YouTube channel. And I want to thank my family, my best friend Jennifer, my other girlfriends. Like, I feel like a lot of stuff has happened, and you truly see who really is there for you. Like, someone who doesn't put you down, someone who doesn't talk shit about you. Like, and if they are, they're saying it to your face. They're not saying it behind your back, and they tell you when you're wrong and when you're right, and they don't sugarcoat it. And also my videographer and photographer Bobby tells me that too. Like, I'm so thankful that I'm thankful with my group that I have now. I know that people won't sugarcoat it for me. I know that I have a great team with me now, and friends and everything, and I'm glad that they've made me and helped me mature. And I know I wouldn't be in the place that I am now without them. And there's other stuff that I'm hopefully willing to bring for the channel, and there will be things that I'm gonna change up. I wanna do different stuff. It's gonna be very random, but I'm gonna try different stuff on this channel. There is a lot of things coming for us. What is it? I don't know. I don't even know myself, but I have faith that a lot of things are gonna come forward for this channel, and I'm only gonna get better, and I have faith in that. And if I die because of Corona, it got me. And he was playing with the fake snow. I will leave this video like this with me and my baby Nyog. hopefully 2021 will bring positive things for us. Hopefully everything will be better. Hopefully if we all die, then we all die. But I want to once again apologize to anybody, or apologize to, let alone my family and everybody, that I know I fucked up a lot. But I just want to get better, and I want everything to be better. I really don't got much to say, but that I love you guys, and I hope you guys are taking this year as best as you can. Take the time you can with your family. Like, family is the most important thing. So I'll start seeing you guys hopefully every week now. I'll be trying to do my best to upload as many videos as I can each and every week. And once again, like in my previous videos, if you guys have any requests, if you guys have likes, comments, shares, once again, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, guys, from here, hopefully positive vibes, and we'll keep it at that. But once again, love you guys.